Welcome to beautiful Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario, the site of Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball action on We Digital Productions. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Papa. Glad to have you along for the ride here this evening. Another perfect summer day, summer evening here in the southwestern Ontario region. Perfect day for baseball, and we've got some great baseball for you here again this evening. The St. Clair Green Giants, of course, playing in game number 34 here of their season. They're struggling as of late, folks. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They've lost 5 games to their opponent tonight, the Lima Locos. The Locos winning again last night here, 6-1. The Locos have taken the first 2 games of this series, so the Green Giants trying to salvage a victory here and some confidence as they take on the Locos one more time. This will be the last meeting of the regular season between these two teams unless they do meet again in the playoffs. Taking a look at some of the numbers and some of the news with the Green Giants. Again, they lost last night 6-1. They had 5 hits in the top of the first inning for the Locos. They surrendered 5 hits that the Giants did. Also, the Locos scoring 3 runs that really set the tone for the game. Tyler Tolvey hit a 2-run home run in the top of the first inning. That was the damaging blow, no question about it. Trevor Hanton from Lima, 4 for 5, including a double and also a couple of stolen bases. Jaden Wakeham was the bright spot for the Green Giants last night. He had 2 of the Giants' 3 hits in the game. So the Giants, again, will be looking to try to find a way to salvage a victory in this series. This will be the 3rd game of this set. Then the Giants get a little bit of break. Well, some of the players do because the All-Star game will take place in a couple of days. And, of course, the Giants with 7 representatives going to that All-Star game. So a good number of Green Giants being called to that very special game. A lot of baseball still to go with this team, and of course the playoffs still not out of the picture for the Giants, but they do have to start winning some games. When we come back to the Lacoste Park, it's the call of the first inning. Justin Prince with all the action for you. This is Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League baseball action on We Digital Productions.
Hi, I'm Curtis Joseph, former NHL goalie.
Butcher goes down. Look front the bird to drive the save. Hands to the nice shot to the save. And he's right in. Oh, and Johnson stops it behind the net. Marksman wipes the right in front pocket, shoots. Oh, and what a save.
You're watching We Digital.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Ontario for tonight's coverage of the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. Tonight, the St. Clair Green Giants look to break their losing spell against the Lima Locos here on We Digital Productions from beautiful Lacoste Park. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to tonight's action as we get set to start the action. Let's start off with the lineups for the Locos. The Locos have scored a combined total of 48 runs in the past 4 games. They'll have Jernigan lead off for the lineup tonight. Hendages is his batting second with Tove, Haddon, Smith, Harmon, Frank, Pennington, and along with Lavoisier, Fisher, rounding out the lineup here today. For the Green Giants, their starting pitcher today is someone that's only appeared at home 1 time, but 3 times total on the season before tonight. His 3rd start of the season, it's Dylan Cumming. He has a 1-0 record with an area of 3.68 in 13 1/3 innings of work, 13 strikeouts and 7 walks for the Chicago State University collegiate product. Again, just the 2nd time he's pitched on his home field. His last appearance, July the 9th, was his 1st win of the season. Here's how the Green Giants' defensive alignment will be for the 15-18 Green Giants. Wakeham the catcher today with Pinator, Workington, Omahen, and Krasminski in the infield. Marcus Masi and Sinju will play in the outfield this evening. That's a look at your defensive arrangement for the St. Clair Green Giants today. As mentioned, the Green Giants 0-5 against the Locos on the 2019 campaign and looking to break that spell today. The last time they beat the Locos in regular season play was back on July 27, 2018, last season, at the last game of their series against them. And for Dave Cooper, with the playoff picture starting to get more and more tighter and tougher to battle into, it's a very much so must-win game today. It's time to get underway from beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. Leading things off is Rendon Jernigan. The center fielder today, his 24th appearance of the season, coming into tonight hitting .333 on the campaign. And we start things off with a foul ball as we're underway from Locos Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Jurgen, the past couple days, just 2 hits on 11 appearances. Second pitch of the game in for a strike off speed, 0-2. The Locos entering tonight have had strong offensive games. They're looking to do so again with the off speed up high, 1-2. For reference's sake, the Green Giants have already lost to the Locos in this series 13-4, 6-1 the scores in the past 2 days. Jernigan to left field, tracked down by Marcus, and we start off the game with an F7 for the first out. Xavier Hindages will come up to the plate next, the second baseman this evening. On what is a beautiful night for baseball. 26 degrees Celsius, 79 degrees Fahrenheit at opening pitch. Not a cloud in the sky, with a fairly calm humidity of 47%, but lots of wind today, gusting back and forth from left to right field. First pitch in for a strike once more, the fastball. 0-1 the count for Hindages. Watches that one just inside the bottom corner, 0-2. And a strong start from Cumming. Most of the strikes inside the zone, I should say. 4 strikes thrown, just 1 ball in the early portion of this ball game. And he strikes him out. First strikeout of the game, as that's the second out of the first inning. That'll bring up the 7th best hitter in the league this season so far, coming into tonight in batting average, Tyler Tovey. He's had a heck of a series as well. Had a home run last night. That was his 3rd on the campaign. Tovey's had 4 total on the series hits. Watches that one down low. Starts off with the ball, 1-0. Timed up well, Tovey to center field. However, Mr. Reliable and Carter Massey finishes off the first inning. 3 straight outs, 1-2-3 the inning as the Green Giants keep it tied 0-0. The Green Giants looking to try and get their offense together. They've had some injuries to deal with for this series. Here's how they'll line up today. Carter Massey leads things off in the order, followed by Jaden Wakeham and Gibson Krasminski 3rd in the lineup. Jaden Sinju will hit 4th, followed by Daniel Warkentin, Spencer Marcus, Jared Pinator, Sammy Bagg, and Trevor Omahan round up the lineup that we will see for tonight's matchup for the Green Giants offensively, entering today 5th in the North Division. The man they'll have to face today is Peyton Berry in his 10th appearance of the season, just his 2nd start though, with a 1-0 record and 1 save in Area 7 and 18 innings of work, 20 strikeouts and 11 walks for the pitcher. He has not had more than 4 innings of work in a single game coming into tonight. For reference's sake, his win on the campaign came all the way back on June the 14th against the Michigan Monarchs. Here's the defensive arrangement, meanwhile, for the 24-10 Locals. Haddon, Jernigan, and Fisher were in the outfield today. Yesterday's starting pitcher, Pennington, will be at 3rd base with Smith, Hindages, and Frank in the infield, along with Tovey as the catcher. And as mentioned, Barry, the starting pitcher today from Mercer University. That's a look at your defensive arrangement for the Lima Locos. And for the Locos, there's a lot of pressure today. Well, a little bit, I should say, because there's a chance to seal up the 1st seed in the North Division today. With the victory, they will be able to get a 7+ game advantage potentially in the division if they get the W today. Laying things off, meanwhile, for the St. Croix Green Giants, it is Carter Massey. Massey's had a rocky 2nd season with the Green Giants, hitting .211 entering the ninth. For Massey, he's only had 1 hit all series. He's also struck out 3 times, only walked once. Starting off with a strike is Barry, 0-1 the count. For the man we see on the bump today for the Locos, has a fastball that can reach as high as 90 miles per hour, curveball, a slider, and a changeup in his repertoire. Massey hit to right field. Tracked down by Fisher, however, for the F9 for out number 1. And a quick first out of the bottom of the first inning. Here on this beautiful night for baseball, that will move up Jaden Wakeham to the plate. For the Victoria BC hometowner, this is his 28th game on the campaign. Earlier in the season, hit .500 against Barry. Starts off by watching that one down in his knees, 1-0. Wakeham, decent contact, however, straight to the first baseman and Frank for the 3-U. And a quick second out of the inning will bring up Gibson Krasminski. Krasminski, a dangerous switch hitter for the Green Giants lineup. One of the top home run hitters on top of that in 2019. Krasminski entering the night tonight with 7 home runs. That is second in the league behind Persinger. His average, however, has cooled off as the season's progressed to just .287. Watches that one for the first strike, 0-1. And for him, he's coming off a series so far with just 3 total hits on 9 at-bats. However, was able to get 2 RBIs in the blowout loss on Friday. Krasminski fouls the second pitch, 0-2. 0-2 is the count, bottom of the first with 2 out. No hits for either side so far in the early going. And that one goes outside the zone, 1-2. Again, Krasminski, returning player from Tecumseh, Ontario, and was a part of the championship run for Canisius College. Krasminski hit to third base, throw to first, and the side is retired. No hits, no runs, no errors. And after 1 inning to play, no score. We'll be back after these messages.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged.
No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire.
Play ball!
It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Ontario for more Green Giants baseball. As we still have no hits and no runs in the game so far. If you're just tuning in here from We Digital Productions, I'm Justin Prince. Welcome back. Some news we just found out just moments before the start of today's matchup. One of the pitchers that came along for the trip today, Tyshawn Chapman, a former member of last year's Green Giants roster, officially signed yesterday with the Kansas City Royals for the farm system and is headed off to Arizona to play with the Kansas City Royals farm system. Congratulations again to Tyshawn Chapman. In his second year in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League, was with the Locos roster, a part of their bullpen. Now we get things started though for the top of the second inning. Trevor Haddon starts things off for the Locos. It starts off with a foul tip, 0-1. Haddon, Smith, and Harmon will come up in the order, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. That one goes outside off speed. 1-1. That one goes outside up high, 2-1. So coming so far, using a lot more pitches compared to his counterpart. 12 pitches thrown so far in the early going. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Hadden had a heck of a game yesterday with those 4 hits. Nearly hits his third base coach on the foul ball, stays 2-2. Yesterday went 4 for 5, 2 runs, 1 RBI. That helped bump his average to 325 for the top hitting team in the league. But this time he strikes out. Second strike of the game. That's the first out of the second inning and brings up Ryan Smith, the shortstop.
Up to bat, number 21, Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith from Kennesaw State University Collegiately will start with one off the handle. Omahen, throw to first, gets the out for the 6-3 ground out. And real quickly going through the first inning and a half all of a sudden. And that's going to bring up the DH, Gavin Harmon. Here's a look, though, on the replay. And a tough throw underhanded by Omahen, gets the second of the inning. But that again brings up the DH, Gavin Harmon. Harmon starts with a swing and a miss, 0-1. He's played catcher for the past 2 games and enters tonight with a batting average of .260. Hardy cut for the second strike, 0-2. In the first game of the series, had a strong outing with 3 for 5 at the bat. This time, though, he'll take a seat. Second strike of the inning, third of the game for Cumming, as that sends us to the middle second. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're still tied up at 0 here in beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. But of course, a lot of action going on across the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. As you take a look at beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario, like to bring up the standings for the tonight's action, heading into tonight's section.
All right, fans, get your tickets out. We're going to draw a lucky winner. Up for grabs is a $25 John Max.
Real quickly, first off, though, we'd like to remind you our next webcast is on Sunday, July the 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as the Michigan Monarchs take on the St. Croix Green Giants. A crucial series potentially for playoff seeding. And you can see that on We Digital Productions from beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. And the reason why it's important, this is how close it is in the North Division entering today's games. The Green Giants are in 5th in the division with a victory. And after the results of some of the Mariners games today, have a chance to tie themselves to 4th. However, depending on how this game goes and how their next series against the Graders go, they could have a shot to move into the top 3 against the Monarchs. But the more victories, including a win today, would make it a bit more easier once that series gets underway Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to end off the 2019 regular season. St. Croix Green Giants getting ready to come up for offense for the bottom of the second. Sinju, Workington, Marcus will start the order. As that metal post seems to be a big-time fan. Jaden Sinju, meanwhile, looking to have a big-time hit to start off the bottom second. Watches a curve down low to start, 0-1. And it's been a rocky series for Sinju. Went 0 for last night, is still 0 for the whole series. 0 for 6. Now is 0 for 2 on the count. 0-2. And the Utah hometown native, just 5 home runs rather, 296 the average. As he watches the ball, 1-2. And that one gets away, but goes to the backstop, 2-2. 2-2 is the count. Barry just hitting the double-digit mark after a quick first inning. Sinju hit into fair play, tracked down by Fisher, but is able to get the F9, the second of the game in total for the Green Giants for out number 1. That'll bring up Daniel Warkington, who was talked about last night as one player needing to step up to bring in runs. He's been able to quietly get himself just under the 30 RBI mark for the St. Clair Green Giants. He'll start off by watching that one outside the zone, 1-0. 1-0 was the count. Bottom of the second, 1 out. As he'll watch that one in the zone this time, 1-1. 1-1. Warkington yet to get a hit in this series, though. Has struck out 6 times. Second strike of the count, 1-2. He's been very aggressive at the plate this series. That one up high and outside, 2-2. And he swings and misses for the strikeout, the first of the night for the Locos, as that's going to retire Warkington. That's his 7th combined strikeout of the series. And what has been a rough one. First strikeout again for Barry of the night. And 5 batters face. He'll get the chance to face number 4, Spencer Marcus. Marcus starts the count with a foul ball to the left field side, 0-1. For the pitcher tonight, collegially goes to Mercer University, where he threw 7 innings in his freshman campaign and 8 relief appearances, an ERA of 3.86. Marcus in foul territory. Frank tracks it down. Is there enough space? Catcher tries to help. Instead, it goes off the top of the fence and goes out of foul play. And it looks like all the youngsters wanting the baseball all of a sudden. Who's going to get it is the question. And they're still trying to get the baseball, by the way, as Marcus gets ready for the 0-2. And he strikes out. And the side's retired. Back-to-back strikeouts. No hits, no runs, no errors once again after 2 innings of play. We're tied up at 0 here from Lacrosse Park.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm your co-host of the We Digital production, We Now. Anyone interested in promoting a business, an event, a book signing, or maybe even just making aware of the movers and shakers of Windsor-Essex County, We Now can do that for you. We'll get your word out. So make sure you email me at josie@we-tv.ca to book an in-studio session that will air live on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
The Tall Ships Festival was in Kingsville this upcoming summer on August 16th through 18th. Tickets are available at eventbrite.ca. It's a heck of an event to bring your family to. We hope to see you there. Our crew members hard at work tonight here at beautiful Lacrosse Park. Justin Prince here with you on We Did Your Productions for the top of the 3rd inning as hello to you too from across wherever you are across the globe tonight. No hits, no runs, no errors for either team so far as Colton Frank leads things up on the top of the 3rd. Curveball to start by Cumming, 0-1. Frank Pennington Fisher is the lineup to start the top rather of the third inning. As Frank misses a hearty cut 0-2. He's hitting .253 on the season, Frank is. He appeared last night as a relief pitcher. Event did get the save for the Locos in a 6-1 victory. And now he'll back off the plate to touch 1-2. 1-2 is the count. Frank enters the at-bat 20 for 79 on the campaign. And he'll take a seat. Strikeout number 4 of the night already for Cumming for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up last night's starting pitcher, Jacob Pennington. Pennington also went to bat last night. Or has been rather at bat for 27 games at least. Appeared in this series, I should rather say, on the first game, I should rather say. We're in the game at the plate. Had a hit at 5 at-bats, a run on the strikeout. Count is 2-0 at the plate. And make it 3-0. 3-0 the count for Cumming. On deck is Lavoisier Fisher, the right fielder. And he'll take a walk, first walk of the game for either side, as Pennington will be on base with 1 out. Again, they'll bring up Lavoisier Fisher. Fisher already making a couple defensive plays on the game. However, he's coming off a game where he went 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Had a strong first game, however, to start the series. He'll start this at bat with a foul ball to the street, 0-1. Top of the third, 1 out with a man at first. Locos trying to take advantage of the first on-baseman of the day. And that time it goes above the head of Fisher. 1-1. Again, the Locals entering tonight. 48-23 is their run advantage against their opponents. Part of their winning streak. 2-1 the count. And entering this series, the team as a whole was very strong. Top batting average in the entire league. Also the most runs, 272. Decent contact for Fisher to left field. Backing up is Marcus. Back he goes. Off the base of the fence it goes. Pennington stops at third as it will be a 1-out double for Lavoisier Fisher. And that's the first hit of the ball game. Take a look at this. As that one nearly carried over, there was some wind blowing towards the left field foul pole as it hits the green tarping against the fence as Pennington stops at third with just 1 out. To the top of the card we go to Randon Jenigan. He flew out his first at-bat. By the way, for Lavoisier Fisher, you might just notice 7th double of the campaign. And a hearty cut to start for Jernigan, 0-1. Men at second and third after the 7th double of the campaign for Fisher with 1 out in the top of the third. And strike 2, a second straight swing and miss. Again, Fisher having a strong series. Had a triple in game 1. That one misses 1-2. And he strikes out. Make it 5 Ks on the day already for Cumming. And that brings up a big out, the second of the game, and brings up Hindages to the plate. So far coming just crossing the 30 pitch plateau in the inning. Looks to get out of the jam with 2 men in scoring position. For a man, he struck out his first time up. He'll start with a high strike, 0-1. Today's umpiring crew, Jeff Herman, Kevin Johnston. Herman behind the home plate, Johnston on the pads. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one chopped foul off himself for the second strike of the inning. Two outs, top of the third, 0-2 the count, with 2 men in scoring position. This one tapped to Cumming, jumps up for the play, throw to first, and the side's retired. 1 hit, 2 men left on, no score so far. Let's send it down to Dom as we head to the middle of the third.
Here we are with head coach Dave Cooper in the dugout of the Green Giants, and coach, every game now becoming so much more important, and the need for a win obviously very big here tonight. How do you approach this game? What do you say to the guys here?
Well, again, it's baseball. You got to come out and you got to play hard every day. Today, I think we might get a little relief with what they're throwing. I don't think he's a high velocity guy. His record's not as good as the other kids, but I don't know. I mean, who knows the circumstances behind that? But last 2 games we couldn't breathe offensively. We just ran into a couple buzzsaws, and that frustrates kids. And they mope around. But today's a new day. It's a beautiful day, and they just finished BP and look pretty good. So you hope they have a little edge to them.
And that's it, I guess. Are you looking for signs from guys now, Coach Cooper? Again, it's so hard when you're kind of a streaky team this year, and you're looking for that consistency. Are you now looking at your players and saying, okay, I got a hunch with this guy, I got a hunch with this kid. Maybe this kid needs to do this. Are you playing that role at all?
It's hard because we're so depleted. With spares because of kids that have been injured and gone home, and kids that just can't play. So you're making out your lineup. You don't have a lot of options. You just hope a kid turns it around, and a couple of these lefties are going to face a righty today, and hope they can get going a bit. Wakeham's been carrying us a little bit, and hope he can have a big day. And again, you need Workington to turn on. Without him, he's our big RBI guy, and we need something out of him. And thing about him, we talked earlier, he's a big swing and miss guy too, right? And if he's not going good, it can get ugly. But if he's going good, it's pretty to watch.
After tonight's game, the All-Star break comes into play, so a little bit of a rest for the guys and for yourself. What can the guys expect at the All-Star game? You got 7 players going, which I think is a great number for this club. What can they expect, and how great is that for this team?
Well, it's great to be represented with so many guys. Pitchers will get to throw an inning, and that shouldn't hurt them. And it's a big experience for them. They play up at that Pasco Park up in Cincinnati, and there'll be 5,000 people there, and they get to play in front of a big crowd, which is good for these kids. And again, you're playing in front of 30 scouts, and every team's represented. Players who's Krasminski and Sinju and working to get to play 4 or 5 innings each. Crumpy's got to sit it out as he is sitting tonight. He's just not healthy. He needs a week off, and I feel bad for him. It's tough, but he's going to go down there. He's going to take BP, and hey, those kids, they get to put their talents on display, and I hope they do well, and I hope they hold their own.
Appreciate the time here tonight, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
You bet, Dom.
Let's go back upstairs to Justin.
Thank you very much, Dom. As you can see, Jared Pantor is safe on base after a strikeout. However, was ruled a wild pitch to the backstop. That's going to put him on base despite the K with nobody out to start the inning. Sammy Begg follows him in the order up of the plate at the DH spot, followed by Trevor Omahen. So for the Green Giants hit list tonight, as this is the 23rd appearance for Begg on the season. He'll go for the sac bunt. That will move Pinator to second, as that's the first out of the inning. However, that again does the job. That'll bring up the California Trevor Omahen after the sac bunt. For Omahen, it's been a season of improvement. Started as low as 0.03s, I should say, in batting average. Has bumped it up to as high now as 160. He's 153 entering today. Omahen will watch the first pitch inside, 1-0. I was talking a bit to Dave Cooper about some of the injuries. Said that Omahen is dealing with a bad arm injury, as he'll watch that one miss the zone, 2-0. The All-Star break going to give him the chance to rest it. Has been playing through the injury for the past couple games or so. 2-0 makes it 3-0. 3 straight balls for the count. On deck, Carter Massey. And that time bounces inside the bottom corner for the strike. 3-1. That one chopped foul. That loads up the count. 3-2 for Omahen. Omahen with 2 hits on the series on 8 at-bats. Decent contact to center. Falls just in front of the fielder as Omahen will move to first on the 2-out single. 1-out single. So 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd minute. First and second after that one landed in front of the center fielder in Jernigan. And brings up the leadoff man, Carter Massey. Massey flew out to right field in the bottom of the 1st inning of this game. He'll start out with a foul ball sizzled over top the restrooms for the first strike. Men at first and second, 1 out, bottom 3rd. As Massey goes for the bunt. They'll move 2 men to scoring position as everybody's safe. And it's an in-field single for Carter Massey and loads up the bases for a man in the top 20 in batting average, Jaden Wakeham. And the Green Giants have their best scoring opportunity. 2 hits in the inning so far. And sets up a man who had a 3 unassisted on his first at-bat, Jaden Wakeham. His total entering today, quietly, was inside the top 20 in batting average in the whole league. Wakeham to the gap. And this will bring in at least 1 run. Pinator comes home to score. Omahen scores. It's 2-0 Green Giants on the RBI single. Massey gets the stop sign at 3rd base and moves men at the corners with just 1 out. And Wakeham's been having strong contact the past couple games. This one deep enough to bring in 2 runs on the RBI single. And for one of the first times all series, St. Clair's up on the board.
Now batting number 23, Gibson Krasminski.
Gibson Krasminski will come up to the plate after the 2 RBI single. He had into a 5-3 ground out to start the game. And a big-time opportunity. He faced this pitcher in the road series against the Locos to start the month. Went hitless then. And he'll start by watching 1-0. Green Giants with men at the corners, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd after a 2 RBI single by Jaden Wakeham. And a pickoff attempt to Wakeham called safe at first. Keeps the runner once again at bay. That one goes outside the zone and quickly covered up by Tove for the 2-0. Green Giants, for reference sake, just 55 steals this season. They're one of the top teams last year. As Krzminski gets the first strike on the foul ball, 2-1. Two and one is the count for Barry. Next pitch will put him at the 40 mark for the game so far. And starts with a pickoff attempt instead. Wakeham called safe once again. On deck for St. Clair, Jaden Sinju. As St. Clair looks to build a rally and come away with a potential big victory if it holds. Krzminski foul back 2-2. 2-2 the count in the bottom third. And that one just down low below the knees. Full count, 3-2. Normal defensive alignment in the infield for the full count. Here comes the 3-2. Runners go, hit to the pitcher. Double play not in effect, but however, they're able to get the second out. Both men move to scoring position, however, on the 1-3 ground out. Now bring back up Jaden Sinju after the ground ball. Sinju flew out to right field to Lavoisier Fisher in the second inning. Is looking to turn around again, a very rough series coming into tonight. Sinju times it up well to right field, but in play for Fisher as the sides retire, but the damage is done. The Green Giants have 3 hits, leave 2 men on base, 2 runs scored. They lead by 2 after 3. We'll be back after this.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory. It's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Ontario, where the Green Giants lead 2-0 after 3 innings of play. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome back to We Digital Productions' coverage here from beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. It's been a good start so far for heading into this 4th inning. Just 1 hit allowed with 11 batters faced, but 5 strikeouts in the early portion of this game. However, he's going to have to face 2 batters that have been red hot in this series coming into tonight. Tyler Tove leads things off. Trevor Haddon, the other red hot player, will fall behind him. Ryan Smith rounds out the top 3 hitters for the top of the 4th inning. Up at the plate again, it's Tyler Tove, who flew out in the 1st inning to center. And he'll start the 4th, the ground ball to second. Throw to Pinator at first for the quick first down of the inning. And so far, 0 for 2 for Tyler Tove, one of the top hitters of the league entering tonight. Now bring back up Trevor Haddon, who struck out his last time up. 6'1", 188 pounds. He is the left field player. Starts off with the ball 1-0. for Haddon plays collegiately for Dallas Baptist University, hometown of Lancaster, Texas. That one off speed up high, 2-0. 2-0 on the count, top of the fourth, one out. Just one hit for the Lima Locos tonight so far. And that one curves outside the zone, 3-0. 3-0 the count for the Dallas Baptist University product. And I'll take a walk. So the broadcast and digital media major will be on base with one out. Again, now bring up the shortstop and Ryan Smith. But keep an eye potentially on the speed here. The Locos entered tonight as the top stealing team in the league. 101 stolen bases on the season, just 15 times caught. And we've already seen a couple instances where they'll go for the steal attempt before the pitcher even goes for the attempt to the plate. That one starts outside, 1-0 for the ball. 1-0 for Ryan Smith, who grounded out his first attempt. Decent lead at first. As that one slides its way out of the zone, 2-0. Double play formation on the 2-0, make it 3-0, hello. And Smith forced to walk off the plate after the tight pitch. So 7 straight balls for Cumming all of a sudden, with Gavin Harmon on deck. Bounces back for the strike, 3-1. The 3-1 hit into play. In for a base hit. And he'll stop at first. However, the runner will move to third. So men are at the corners with one out. Just the second hit of the day for the Locos.
Now batting number 20.
For Smith, that's his third hit in total on the series as well. However, a player again that had a strong night before, and Harmon is up at the plate. That one starts inside, 1-0 for Gavin Harmon. Still need to keep an eye, though, on Smith, who had a couple steal attempts last night. 9 on the season. And has a gigantic lead at first on the 1-0 pitch. Runner stays as that one's foul tipped, 1-1. Men at first and third, Locals trying to get back on the board for the first time tonight. That's after scoring a combined 20-plus runs in the first 2 games of the series. And that one nearly plunks his face, 2-1. A couple wild pitches for Cumming towards the inside upper part of the plate so far. 30 strikes, 21 balls. And he'll draw a second strike, 2-2. And he got him. 6th strikeout of the game for Cumming for the second out of the inning. However, there is still men at first and third for Colton Frank. Remember, Frank struck out to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. He'll look to try and do the same here. That bumped down Frank's average to 250. Again, Frank for the University of Louisiana Lafayette Collegiately. As the runner goes, the throw to second, too high. Runner now goes for home. The tag not in time. And the Locos are on the board on the double steal. So a bold move to go for the double steal. First the one to second, too high. Then the man runs home for the first run of the day for the Locos. And as you see on the replay, just out of the reach on the behind the back tag to reach Haddon. And now it is 2-1 as Frank starts off with the swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count of the plate. For Smith, that is steal number 11 on the season. Man is still at second, though, with 2 outs. As Frank leans back 2-1. That one slides its way to the dirt, 3-1. 3-1 the count. On deck, Jacob Pennington. That one just inside the zone inside, 3-2. And a potential payoff pitch coming for Cumming. Man dancing at second. Frank, contact to left field. Deep goes Marcus, back he goes, back it goes, but by baseball. It's a 2-run home run shot, the 4th of the season for Frank. And the Locos take the lead, it's 3-2. And that off-speed pitch hanged at the top of the zone. It was hit just in the wheelhouse of Colton Frank for home run number 4 on the season. Here's a look on the replay. And you can see the wind slightly carries it. It also goes atop the fence, out of the reach of Marcus. And what was a 2-1 lead before the at-bat turns to 3-2 Locos. That brings up Jacob Pennington, who walked his last time up, as he's now down 0-2 on the count quickly. Again, Pennington was a pitcher for the first game of the series. For those that didn't tune in, 20 for 88. He is at the plate, though. Has to lean back the 1-2. Locals lead 3-2 after a 2-run home run for Colton Frank. His 4th on the campaign for the collegiate Raging Cajun. As Pennington sat down on a strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Cumming. However, the home run gives the Locos the lead. It's 3-2 heading to the middle 4th. And this was to be expected with the type of bullpens for this series, with what we've seen for the Locos so far on the campaign. But let's take a look real quickly, though, of yesterday's games here for the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. A lot of big games a part of the scoreboard. The Cincinnati Steam beating the Jazz 14-9. Settlers over the Joes 3-2. Copperheads over the Scouts 7-5. This is where it gets big, though, on the right side of the screen. The Clippers beat the Mariners 3-1. While the Michigan Monarchs were able to get the W over the Galleon Graders 5-2. But the Locos, if you didn't tune in, was able to get the W 6-1, the final score over the Green Giants. 6 total games last night across the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League on a beautiful Saturday evening across both the United States and Canada. But the focus goes to now, if you're a Green Giants fan, as they try and press back after allowing 3 runs in the top of the order, top of the inning. They'll start off with Jared Pinator. Pardon me, Daniel Warkington, I should say, followed by Spencer Marcus and then Jared Pinator for this bottom of the 4. Warkington looking for his first hit of the game, struck out last time up. He'll start ahead for the first time, though, if this matchup 1-0. Most of the time this series, he has been behind on the count, a lot of pitchers' counts. However, it's back to even 1-1 on the foul tip. Got a strong performance so far for Barry. Perfectgame.org when he came out of high school, graded him as a potential draft pick or exit college prospect. This, however, is in for a base hit. Right by the shortstop and third baseman as it's a lead-off single for Daniel Warkington. So good contact gets its way through the shift. It brings up Spencer Marcus.
Now batting number 4, Spencer Marcus.
Marcus so far in the series 0 for 4. 0 for 5, actually, after striking out his last time up. This time over, hit straight to third base. The double play in effect potentially. Out at second, out at first. It's a double play. And mark that as a 5-4-3 from third base. Very tightly, mind you, and nearly leading off was the second baseman before bullying it to Frank to first. And you'll be the judge on the replay for the second out. 5-for-3 double play brings up Jared Pinator with now 2 outs, as he's also looking for his first hit of the game. He'll start off with 1 down low, 1-0. Remember, he had a strikeout, but got safe after the ball went to the backstop for strike number 3. This time, however, he's got a hitter's count, 2-0. 2-0 the count. Barry so far, 30 strikes, 19 balls, 2-for-1 ratio. So that one bounces away, but outside either way, 3-0. Sammy Begg is on deck for the Green Giants. Right side of the infield shifted deep as Pinator will take a walk. So the inning continues for the bottom of the 4th. It brings up Sammy Begg. First baseman and first baseman conversation at first base specifically. As again brings up Sammy Begg. Begg from Seton Hall University Collegiate League, New Jersey, his hometown state. As he watched the ball 1-0 to start the count, just 6 hits on the season, 13 strikeouts at the plate. Pickoff attempt to first goes wild. Off the fence it bounces. Pinator rushes to second as he'll move to scoring position. So that one goes away from Frank at first on the pickoff attempt. Ball 2 up at the plate, it appears, as that will be the first error of the game. An E1 on the play as the strike is called. 1-1, I should say, is the count of the plate, rather, pardon me. Begg, contact to right center field, in for a bloop single. Pinator tries to come home to score as the Green Giants tie it up as Begg gets himself to second. And the Green Giants have tied things back up at 3. Let's take a look at the replay. And you can see a bloop single where 3 players can't converge on it. Just out of the reach of the fielders and deep enough just barely for the big Pignator to slide in safely. It's an RBI double for Sammy Bagg. That brings up Trevor Omahen with a man at scoring position, tied up at 3 in the bottom 4. Omahen, contact to right field, but Fisher's got a beat on it as the side is retired. But the Green Giants have tied things back up. 3-3 your score after 4 innings of play. We'll be back from Tecumseh after this.
Hi, I'm Curtis Joseph, former NHL goalie.
Butcher goes down. Look front to Berman, drive the save. That's a nice shot. The save. And he's right in. Oh, and stops it behind the net. Marksman wipes the right front, talking, shoots. Oh, and what a save!
You're watching We Digital.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect. I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged.
No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
As mentioned a few times in the past couple days, the All-Star break is coming up for the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. These are the All-Stars for the St. Clair Green Giants: Alex Krunk, Gibson Krasminski, Giancarlo Laser, Jacob Moskowitz, Jaden Sinju, Steven Strautzoff, and Daniel Workington. All have been named to the All-Star game for the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League for 2019. Congratulations once again to the 7 All-Stars for the Green Giants as they get ready to travel tomorrow. The game is coming up on Tuesday, rather, in Mason, Ohio from Presco Park. As talked about with Dom Papa, more than 5,000 plus people expected for the action. As we get ready for the top of the 5th for this type of action, Lavoisier Fisher leads things off. Brandon Jernigan followed by Hindages. We start off with a strike at the plate, but Fisher so far has a double on the night. He'll watch that one curve down low, 1-1. Fisher timed up well to right field. In play for at least a base hit. Sinju misplays it. Fisher moves to second. We'll have to see how they score this one, as that moves the man to scoring position with nobody out. That one drifted, it looks like just out of reach of Sinju and right on the bounce. And now Fisher will get the chance to move to second. They have ruled it as a double. His second of the day. And again, that brings up Jernigan, who is hitless so far. He came into today top 15 in that batting average category. It starts with a hearty cut. 0-1. So far, fly out to left field and a strikeout in the matchup. The University of Georgia collegiate player gets ready for the 0-1. Chops this one foul, 0-2. So far coming, 4+ innings of work now. 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs allowed. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts though, with a man at second for the top of the 5th. And that one barely fouled away off the top of the handle, 0-2. On 2 of the count for Jernigan. As Cummings steps off. The most Cummings has thrown in a game so far this season, for comparison's sake, his last start, 6 innings. as he gets another strikeout, his 8th on the ball game. That's the first out of the inning and brings up Hindages.
Now batting number 9, Xavier Henniges.
The Chicago University State pitcher will now take on Hindages, who so far 13 for 33 on the campaign. The Ohio University product gets ready for the first pitch and swings and misses again. 0-1. Majority of the at-bats so far for Cumming. He's been ahead of the batters. First pitch strike ratio about 2 out of 3 times. That one curves, however, on him out of the zone. 1-1. As mentioned, Cumming, collegiate player from Chicago State University, went 2 for 3 this past season with the area of 4.77 in 15 appearances, 6 starts. The on bases allowed, the OBA allowed, .266. As Cumming makes the play, throw to first, goes wild. Goes off the right field fence as a run comes home to score. And the man will stay at first, as that may be an error. Either way, Locos now lead 4-3. Not able to get the throw off properly to Pinator on the play, as they will mark it as an E1 and a run score for Fisher. That brings up Tyler Tove, who pulls off a bunt. 1-0. Tove yet to get on the hit column so far today, but has already been a dominant force in terms of run production. 45 RBIs, that's a league high this season. As that one doesn't hit the zone either, 2-0. No men up in the bullpen yet for St. Clair. With 1 out, Locos leading 4-3. In the top of the 5th, 1 out. Tove fouls that one to the screen for the strike 1. 2-1 the count. Again, Hindages is at first for the at-bat. That one curves and nearly thrown back as Hindages had a decent hop leap. 3-1 the count. Hindages yet to get a steal this season, as Tove to Omahen gets the first, for the second, the double play. And the sign is retired. However, there was a collision at second. And it looks like the runner is down. Take a look. And this is the reason the training staff is coming out right here. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have more baseball after this. How about we go to the next 5 games, rather, pardon me here, as the Graders are next on the Green Giants schedule, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then the Michigan Monarchs Sunday and Monday at home for St. Clair. You can see the home games on We Digital Productions. The Dogs are out in full force at the ballpark this evening, as the Green Giants trail 4-3 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. Justin Prince here for We Digital Productions. We'd like to remind you again, the Tall Ships Festival is coming up August 16th through 18th. You can buy your tickets today at eventbrite.ca. Again, you get the chance to, on top of being able to bring your family to the event, chance to stroll down the Kingsville dock and explore and tour the ships. A part of the action, including taste the food and listen to amazing stories and entertainment, or potentially join for a voyage abroad on the Empire, Shady, Sandy. Again, we hope the player is safe after the hard contact we've seen at second base, but we hit to the bottom of the fifth. The Green Giants already getting set to take the plate. Carter Mossy will lead things off, followed by Jaden Wakeham, Gibson Krasminski. The players in this part of the lineup, just 2 hits on 6 at-bats combined so far, as St. Clair looks to try and break the tie. So far, they have the hit advantage, though, with 5 on the game so far. Still in the game, for reference's sake, is Barry, who has so far allowed 5 hits and 4 innings of work, 3 runs, 2 earned, however, with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. All set to go for the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now batting for the Green Giants, number 16, Carter Mossy.
Carter Mossy. The Colorado Christian University collegiate product back up at the plate once again. Had an infield single his last time up. This time he's already behind the pitcher, 0-1. That one in the zone, 0-2. One, 2 is the count for Carter Mossy, bottom of the 5th inning. Mossy will be followed by Wakeham and Krasminski. As that one curves out of the zone, 1-2. That one misses again, back-to-back balls, 2-2. 2-2 the count. Mossy hit fair to left center, but in range of the center fielder for the first out. So Jernigan makes the catch, and that will bring up Jaden Wakeham. Jaden Wakeham also has had a good game at the plate, along with a couple others for the Green Giants in terms of hitting. 2 RBIs on a single his last time up. His family members in attendance once again for this series, as that one's washed up high, 1-0. Here's the stat line once again. That bumped up to 14 RBIs on 2019 for Wakeham. Wakeham, decent contact, however, in play in shallow outfield. Second baseman able to track it down. Hindages makes the catch for out number 2. Too much under that one this time. Brings up Gibson Krasminski. Gibson Krasminski 0 for 2 on the night so far. 2 ground outs. 1 to third base, 1 to the pitcher. As he'll take the strike to start 0-1. Another batter ahead for Barry. Krasminski swings and misses hard, 0-2. Looked like a power swing this time for Krasminski. And he'll take one outside the zone, 1-2. 1-2 the count, bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Green Giants trail by 1. As back-to-back balls to the same location, 2-2. We go from 0-2 to 3-2. 3-2 the count. 3 straight balls as Krasminski looks to extend the inning. Sinju is on deck for St. Clair. Krasminski got underneath it. As this will go to shallow left field and track down. The side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning. Green Giants still trail by 1. We'll be back after this.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire.
Play ball!
It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm your co-host of the We Digital production, We Now. Anyone interested in promoting a business, an event, a book signing, or maybe even just making aware of the movers and shakers of Windsor, Essex County, We Now can do that for you. We'll get your word out. So make sure you email me at josie@we-tv.ca to book an in-studio session that will air live on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
The fans are out at full force, not just in the ballpark, but in the picnic stages of Burt Lacoste Park here in beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. A nice night to catch some action, or in the case of these family members, be the chance to have a chance to celebrate in the beautiful sunlight. Justin Prince, welcome back to We Digital Productions. Green Giants trail 4-3 in Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League action as the Locos look to try and extend their lead. Trevor Haddon will lead things off, followed by Ryan Smith, Gavin Harmon. So far, Haddon, though, over 1 with a walk and a stolen base. Haddon, contact to right center, in for a base hit. And Haddon starts things off quickly for the top of the 6th with nobody out. That'll bring up Ryan Smith, who had a single his last time up. And again, these 2 players could be some players to watch for potential opportunities for the hit and run. Green Giants are ready, bringing third baseman Gibson Krasminski in. Double play formation as that one goes outside to start the count 1-0. One and 0 the count. Serves him now a man standing in the bullpen as Smith in for what could be extra bases. To the gap it goes. Smith tries to stretch it to a double, and he will do so. Men now at second and third with nobody out as the hurry-up sign goes to the bullpen. Second hit of the ball game for Smith. Here's the replay on your screen. And as you can see, just deep enough to get himself space for the double. And both men to scoring position, utilizing their speed. Again, hurry up single for the right-hand relief pitcher in the bullpen for the Green Giants. That's the 5th double for Smith on the campaign. That brings up Gavin Harmon, who watches one inside to start 1-0. 2 men in scoring position on the top of the 6th. Locos looking to try and jump up even more so on the board. And that one goes all over the place. Still in the zone, 1-1. Started from the inside, went to the outside on the slider. Here comes the 1-1 from Cumming. And that one nearly went to the backstop, 2-1. Just barely that time caught by Wakeham. So far, 2 hits in the inning for the Locos for those just tuning in. Infield in on the 2-1. That one chopped foul off the dugout doors on the Green Giants side, 2-2. 2-2 the count, 4-3 the score. That one inside the plate, 3-2. Harmon struck out 2 times before this at bat. Now he has a chance to break that spell with Colton Frank on deck. And he walked him. So Cumming allows an extra man on base now. It will be his 3rd walk of the day. But still nobody out, and the bases now juiced for Colton Frank. And some of the fans want sitting on their hands here. Frank 1 for 2, had that 2-run home run though, this time to third base. Throw to first, gets the force out for out number 1. So no run comes in on the force. However, the bases are still loaded. Again, that was Trevor Haddon trying to slide home and called out on the home plate, force out. Jacob Pennington will now move on forward to the plate with a walk and a strikeout tonight. Pennington takes a high strike to start, 0-1. Once again, to remind you, a Green Giants reliever is up in the pen. It's a right-hander. As that one's fouled all the way to the backstop, 0-2. The count. And he strikes him out. Second out of the inning. Bases are still loaded. And brings up Lavoisier Fisher. 9 strikeouts for Cumming despite the earned runs on the day, 4 total. But Fisher's had 2 doubles. Hit straight to third. Goes off of the leg of Krasminski. And that will bring a run home. It's now 5-3. And an awkward bounce as you're about to see. And you can see just it bounced off the leg, able to knock it down at least. However, a run does come home to score in Ryan Smith. They're going to mark that as an E5, second error of the game for the Green Giants. As that'll bring up Jernigan. First strike of the count, Jernigan so far 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. As he'll chop the second one foul, 0-2. Bases are still loaded with 2 out in the top of the 6th. And the wind's starting to pick up around home plate for the 0-2. And he got him. So Cumming gets out of the jam. However, the damage again still down. 5-3 your score. Let's send it down to Dom Fieldside.
A couple of minutes here to talk to Coach Matt Ferruta of the Lima Locos, and beat just keeps going here with this team, Coach. Pretty good series up to this point. You look down the stretch run here. What do you want to see from your team as they now prepare? And I'm sure you're thinking about the playoffs a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but we're still trying to get better each day. We're just trying to stay confident and keep working hard and have our guys stay consistent, because this game is a lot of ups and downs, so just trying to stay consistent and come to the yard and play and just compete every day.
Is there anything up to this point in the season, Coach, that maybe has even caught you off guard a little bit? I'm sure you knew what kind of roster you had and the talent that was there, but was there anything that maybe you said, wow, we're maybe even a little better at this?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I thought we would be able to hit a little bit. I didn't think we were going to be able to hit it out of the yard as much as we have, but our guys have been working hard and they have some pop, and so we've had some big games. I thought we've had some guys really step up and really have played some great roles for us.
You know the dynamics of this team. You know how these guys work. Do you sense any comfort level there as they've continued to play and play so very well, or do they still find a way to keep that edge that you want them to have game in and game out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing during summer ball is that they enjoy their teammates, enjoy the process, and enjoy just playing the game, because playing so many games in a row can be kind of a grind. And so for these guys to just show up and have fun and play together as a team is what you really want as a manager.
Well, they got a great coach, that's for sure. Good luck the rest of the way, and best of luck in the playoffs.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs to Justin.
Thank you very much, Dom. Right now, his team is up 5-3 over the Green Giants as we get to the bottom of the 6th inning. We've gone at a very brisk pace, have to admit. Just past the hour and 20-minute mark total on the matchup. But the Green Giants still have a chance to get back in the ballgame in the score sheet. Sinju will lead things off, followed by Workington and Marcus. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Sinju, however, still over the whole series. Sinju combined 0 for 8 in 3 straight games. And he'll start by watching a curve out of the zone. 0-1. Sinju fouls that one away. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count at the bottom of the 6th inning. Green Giants trail by 2. 5-3 your score for the Locos. Locos looking to win their 4th straight game tonight. As that one misses. 2-1. Again, Sinju from West Valley, Utah, hometown. Collegiately plays for Northeast Junior College. Sinju, decent contact, in for his first hit of the series. It's a single. And he had to be due for a hit eventually, right? That puts him on for a leadoff single, brings up Workington meanwhile. Workington last time up had a single for himself. And got himself out of a funk that included multiple strikeouts this series. The .250 hitter looks to try and move Sinju along the base paths with nobody out. Workington to left center. Going back as the fielder. Back he goes outside the reach. This could be extra bases and will be as Sinju gets the stop sign as it's a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 6th with 2 men on. Let's take a look at the replay. Just out of the reach, you'll see the glove of Haddon. And just out of his reach on the hard contact as that kept on sailing with the wind starting to gust towards that part of the park. But now Sinju's to 3rd, while Workington is to 2nd with nobody out. So the double for Workington. That brings up Spencer Marcus, who starts with a foul ball backwards, 0-1. Marcus so far is 0 for 2 tonight, had a strikeout and a double play earlier this evening. That one inside, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count for Workington. That was his 9th double on the campaign. Men at 2nd and 3rd, bottom of the 6th, nobody out in a 5-3 game. Marcus, right field, going back as Fisher, as that's caught but deep enough for the sacrifice as Sinju comes home to score. It's 5-4. And the Green Giants get within run. The man from 2nd also tags on the play, so the man is still 90 feet away for Jared Pinator. You remember last year the Green Giants had a lot of sacrifice flies work station to station. A potential opportunity here this time. Coming into tonight, the Green Giants on the season, just 8 sacrifice flies, tied for 4th. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1 for Pinator. He's had a walk and a strikeout where he will reach safely so far this evening. As that one misses on the fastball, 1-1. Man now up in the pen for the Locos. It appears a right-hander looking to warm up. Pinator down the left field line, in for a base hit. Pinator will stretch it towards a double as the game is tied. It's 5-5. And all of a sudden, what was a 5-3 game just 5 minutes ago is now tied up at 5. And you can see how close it was to a foul ball, bouncing off the fence and deep enough to stretch it to a double. For the Green Giants, they're tied back up at 5 in the bottom 6. So that moves Painter to second as a pitcher's conference now happens on the mound. Again, they were warming up a right-hander in the pen. For Jared, by the way, that was his 7th double of 2019. Again, right-hander is up in the pen. There were 3 available bench players / relievers for tonight's action. According to the scorecard, that is, I believe that's actually Gavin Harmon. But Sammy Begg is the one that's up at the plate, at the very least, who's coming off an RBI double in the 4th inning and a sac bunt in the 3rd inning. Trevor Omahen follows him in the order now. Begg, 179 on the season after the sack. Starts off with a strike down towards his knees, 0-1. Again, man is at second, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. We're tied up at 5 from beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario. That one curves too low this time, 1-1. Inside, 2-1. For Workington, by the one. For Painter, I should say, his first RBIs since July the 9th on the last play as Begg takes the second strike, 2-2. 2-2 the count as Barry's now above 80+ pitches. Begg reaches for it to the shortstop, but not in time to get a throw. Men move to first and third now on the 1-out single. Second hit of the game for Begg. There's some slight confusion there you seen by what appeared to be the shortstop. Yes, indeed, and Smith couldn't get the throw in time. Trying to take second just in case. However, both men are safe on the bags with 1 out for Trevor Omahen. Omahen 1 for 2 so far tonight, had a single and scored eventually in this ball game. That was a part of the 2-run RBI single for Wickham. Runner goes, stolen, space to second, trying to steal home of the Green Giants. And waiting for the signal, and they're gonna say safe. They may say the tag missed from Tove. And here comes the manager. That is Matt Ferruto, head coach of the Locos, coming out to discuss the call here. If the call stands, it would move it to a 6-5 game for the Green Giants on the double steal. Take a look at this. It starts with a steal for the second. That moves Begg to second base. Then there's this close play at home. And you can see the dust cloud there. And a bit of hesitation. No signal from either from anyone. As Painter eventually just stomps on the plate to make sure it is called officially safe. Got a crucial play in the game, and it appears it will stand. 6-5 is your score. The Green Giants retake the lead on the double steal. Second time we've seen a double steal work for either side tonight. Remember, Omahen is still up at the plate with a 1-0 count on top of this, with a man now in scoring position at second base rather than third. Omahen lined up to left field. Going back as Haddon, but able to make the catch, not deep enough for the tag as Begg retreats to second. 2 outs now in the inning on the F7. Carter Massey will return back to the plate.
Now batting number 16, Carter Mossy.
Carter Massey so far just an infield single in the hit column tonight. As he'll start with a ball 1-0. Bag already having a decent lead at second. Again, it is Carter Massey up at the plate, 1 for 3 tonight. Massey fouls this one down the right field line. And off to the schoolyard it goes, 1-1. That one misses fastball, 2-1. 2-1 the count. Green Giants still have a man warming up in the bullpen. Runner goes. Bang! Able to steal third, his second stolen base of the at-bats. 2 at-bats, 2 stolen bases. And all of a sudden, there's a man just 90 feet away. Stolen bases 3 and 4 on the season for Bang in this inning. However, Massey swings and misses for strike number 2. On deck is Jaden Wakeham. Here comes the sign, the 3-2. Massey makes contact to center, but in range for the F8. Now retire to the side, but the Green Giants retake the lead. 3 runs scored in the inning. Way back for the 7th after these messages.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory. It's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
New pitcher is in the game for the Green Giants for the top of the 7th here on We Digital Productions. It is someone we usually see in the rotation. It's Ray Rodriguez coming out of the pen for just the 2nd time in all of 2019, his 8th total appearance. He has a 1-3 record on the campaign from the starting lineup. 2.97 is ERA and 35 1/3 innings of work with 30 strikeouts in 15 walks so far. However, has lost 2 of his past 3 starts, the last of which was against the Mariners at home in a 1-0 loss. 6 innings of work, 1 earned run allowed, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. Looking to try and secure this game. At the moment, Cumming would be in line, I believe, for the victory. For Cumming, he had 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 10 strikeouts, though, and 3 walks. As you see him look at the statistics and analytics on his tablet. We're all set to start off the top of the 7th inning. And it looks like we start with a change. New man in the lineup, it appears. Yes, indeed, for the Locos. This will be Jackson Miller, the switch hitter who has appeared in every game before this in the series. He'll start off with a ball, 1-0 for the count. This one gets in for a base hit. Just out of the reach of Pinator at first for a leadoff single. So this is inside the slot for Hindages. For Jackson Miller, he'll be followed by Tyler Tovey and Trevor Hatton. Tovey so far 0 for 3 on this night tonight. As the pickoff attempt starts the count. Still no first pitch yet, I should say, but for Miller, this is just his second hit of the series. Came in to score, though, 4 times in the blowout win. Bowed away for the first strike, 0-1. Rodriguez from Seminole, Florida, plays collegiately for Weber International University. As the 1997-born player looks to try and keep the 6-5 lead for St. Clair. Tovey hits straight to the second baseman for the double play. So the line out at second, then the throw to first, gets a quick double play. Look at this sparkler.
Now batting number 22, Trevor Hatton.
And that gets Miller out at first on the double play. How about that to take away a possible rally? Trevor Hatton starts off with a foul ball for his count after the double play. On the count. So far, Hatton with just a single walk and a strikeout, and now add a hit by pitch to his game totals. So that will extend the inning. We've seen a few hit batsmen in this series from both sides, but that's going to extend it now for Smith. Smith has had a red-hot past 2 at-bats, a single and a double his last 2 times up. He'll start up by barely tapping that to the screen, 0-1. Again, Menace now at first once more after the hit by pitch. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Rodriguez so far just 7 pitches thrown in the inning on his 4th batter faced. Gets the second strike, 0-2. Lights are on at Bert Lacoste Park. As the fans wait for a chance to cheer. Rodriguez sets up the pitch with 1-2 now. 1-2, pickoff attempt goes to the fence. Pinator nearly sent off into the air as the runner moves to second. And Haddon nearly slipped on the bag. However, he is okay, it looks like. Moves to second, though, on the bad throw. And that moves the man again to scoring possession. Second time a pickoff attempt has gone to the fence along the right field line tonight for the Green Giants. 1-2, out of the jam they go with the strikeout. And the side is retired, 1 man left on base. As the Green Giants still lead 6-5 as we head into the 7th inning stretch. It's a chance to stretch, relax, and take a look at the scores. This is across the league right now. Some big games either concluding or in action tonight. The Settlers lead 4-0 over the Joes in the current other game in action. Every game else is final. Copperheads over the Scouts 6-5. Then the big games on the graphic. The Clippers beat the Mariners 12-5, while the Monarchs barely come up on top in a walk-off finish in the bottom of the 11th over the Graders 4-3. The final score for the Steam 13-6 over the Jazz. Some big victories here. The Monarchs help third playoff chances. The Mariners, now with that loss, with the Green Giants victory, if the score holds here, would essentially be a half game back of St. Clair, tied up in wins at 16 apiece. However, that will still provide pressure for St. Clair after the All-Star break, because there'll still be 3 wins back potentially to the Michigan Monarchs. A lot of moving parts, to say the least, across the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League in the North Division. Again, with the victory today, by the way, the Locos would move 6 games ahead in the division entering the All-Star break. All-Star game on Tuesday. But a new pitcher has also entered the game. It is someone we have seen at DH. It is Gavin Harmon, moving from the DH spot to the pen. There's only 2 other available bullpen pitchers in case of emergency for the locals now. For Harmon, this is his first time pitching all season. Their man that hit 260 entering the ninth. So an interesting situation for Wakeham to start to have to deal with. He leads things off. Gibson, Krasminski, Jaden Sinju round out the first 3 players in the order for the bottom of the 7th. The sun starts to shine over top the houses and treetops before it goes behind those said houses for the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting number 12,
Jaden Wakeham up at the plate. Again, had an RBI, 2 RBI single in the 3rd. Since then, 1 for 3. Wakeham fouled down the first base line, strike 1. Fish flies starting to come out here at Burt Lacoste Park for the 0-1. Moving to 0-2. 0-2 the count. That one up high, 1-2. 1-2 the count. Wakeham hit foul this time towards the street, stays 1-2. 1-2 the count, bottom of the 7th. Nobody out so far, but the leadoff man up at the plate. And that one curves and misses, 2-2. Wakeham chopped down the first base line, again hit foul as the count continues. 6 pitches so far. And for Gavin Harmon, he does have some pitching experience in high school. His position was as a catcher, however, he did have a fastball velocity of 85 miles per hour, according to Perfect Game. Wakeham chops this one down the first base line once more, keeps it 2-2. Still 2-2 up at the plate. And that one was a dance move. 3-2, they say it. They say it did not plunk him on the dance. Full count, 3-2. And Wakeham continues the battle. Now 8+ pitches. And he walked him. So Harmon concedes the batter after now 9 total pitches on the at-bat. And brings up the ever-dangerous switch hitter, Gibson Krasminski. Krasminski having an off night so far, 0 for 3.
now batting number 23, Gibson Krasminski.
But for the second time tonight, he'll have a man on base already. But now nobody out in this inning. Krasminski goes for the bunt. Decently placed, moves the man to second. The throw goes atop the head of Frank. Runners move to second and third. Well, Wakeham tries to stretch it to home. Throw to Pennington, misses off the mark, and the Green Giants lead now 7-5. Me, oh my, a calamity of errors in that situation all of a sudden. And the Green Giants now have a 2-run cushion. Take a look at this. It starts with the overthrow above the head by 5 feet over Frank. All the fielders scramble against the fence. Dave Cooper waves home Wakeham. Then as Wakeham goes in for the tag into the play, it goes above Pennington's head. Either way, Krasminski has enough space to get home to second, rather. Green Giants now lead 7-5. Brings up Jaden Sinju now, who starts with a strike to his count, 0-1. And Sinju got his first of the series last time up. Here's how they've scored the play. A single for Krasminski is how they have scored that one. Well, Sinju to center. Fans whistle as it's deep enough, but not deep enough, rather, for a sack. Krasminski will stay at second base for the FA. And a couple of fans thought that could have been deep enough to go straight down Main Street out of play. However, that's going to bring it down to Workington instead. Danny Workington, 2 hits in his past 2 at-bats, started with a strikeout. And he'll start with a laser beam foul down the left field line. An error's been marked on the last sequences of plays just now for the Locos, their second error of the game. And that one misses the plate, 1-1. 1-1 on the count. For the Locos, that is their 6th error of this series. Hit fair. Takes an awkward bounce past the second baseman. This is going to be an RBI single for Workington. And that's got to be one of the most lucky bounces I think we've seen here in a while at Burt Lacoste Park. Take a look at this awkward bounce.
Now batting number 4, Spencer Marcus.
I believe it's just out of the reach. We'll see if we can get it. It's just out of the reach because what happened there was it bounced off the grass, going instead of straight to the second baseman and Miller now. It bounced to his right to the outfield. Or Hindrich, I should rather say. Yes, Miller for the play. 1-0 the count of the plate as Marcus to left field and reached over Haddon as the runner will move back to first. 8-5 is your score in what has been a wacky 7th. Two outs now in the inning for Jared Pinator. And Pinator, mind you, has already had an RBI double on the night. He eventually did come home to score, remember, on one of the double steals. He'll start off by watching that curve miss 1-0. 1-0 here in the bottom 7th. Green Giants lead by 3 as they look to break a 2-game losing spell. Up high, 2-0. It would also be the first win against Lima in all of 2019 by St. Clair. Still a lot of baseball to go, though, in the bottom 7th. Timed up well. To the gap it goes. In for at least a base hit. Pinator will stop at first. But it'll be men now at the corners with 2 out. Second hit of the night for Jared Pinator. And brings up a man that's looking to call his shot. Sammy Begg. And Begg so far has had 3 at-bats, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. Also has added an RBI to his totals on the evening. Men at first and third, 2 outs. As the fastball starts the count up high, 1-0. Begg entered tonight just 6 for 38, mind you, on the season. Begg reaches for one, fouls it away towards the backside, a 1-1. There was a slight chance that bounced off a car as kids now chase it into the parking lot. Begg waits for the 1-1 meanwhile from Harmon. That one curves, barely clipping the inside zone, 1-2. One and two. The left and center fielders have been brought in for the 1-2 from Begg. And reaches for one. Begg strikes out on the potential hit and run, but the Green Giants score 2 in the inning. They lead 8-5 after 7 innings of play.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
The job market has changed, and I have to adapt. I'm not just getting theory, I'm getting skills. A degree isn't necessarily a pathway to their career. Being industry ready is. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Ontario. The Green Giants lead 8-5 here at beautiful Burt Lacoste Park as the fans have packed into the park for tonight's Sunday night baseball. A beautiful night, not a cloud in the sky all game long. And the Green Giants looking to keep it a 3-run advantage. Ray Rodriguez stays in the game for his 2nd inning of work out of the pen. But he's going to have to face, first off, Gavin Harmon's DH spot, where he will hit for it, followed by Colton Frank, Jacob Pennington. So Harmon, after coming out of the pen last inning, where he allowed 2 earned runs and 3 hits, will now get a chance to get a hit himself as he takes the ball to start 1-0. So far at the plate, he's walked but struck out another 2 times. And that one nearly taps him. Instead it goes to the backstop, 2-0, as Moskowitz comes out to retrieve the baseball from the bullpen, from the dugout rather. Rodriguez in that first inning of work just allowed a hit and a strikeout on 4 batters faced. Gets into the zone for the first time on the count, 2-1. Harmon times it up to left field, in for a base hit. And for Harmon, that's his first hit of the night. And a decent way to lead off the top of the 8th and set up Colton Frank with a decent opportunity. Remember, Colton Frank had a home run, 2-run home run, in fact, in the 4th inning of this matchup. That's his only hit, though, of the day. Frank takes a strike inside, 0-1. That one inside it for another strike, 0-2. Mind you, in his freshman season, just 6 games started, 21 at-bats. However, in those small appearances, did hit a home run with the Raging Cajuns. And now he's going to have to duck down 1-2. The home run, mind you, was his first ever hit with the Raging Cajuns in a victory against Tulane. Frank, tap to Rodriguez. Throws to first for the ground ball, but that does run the move the runner to second with 1 out. Fielder's choice to call. That'll bring up Jacob Pennington, the third baseman, once more. Pennington 2 strikeouts and a walk tonight. For a man that went hitless against Rodriguez in their past series. Double play formation for the infield. Omahen close to second base. As Pennington takes the ball to start 1-0 once more. There is another man standing in the pen now for the Green Giants, while another is warming up in the Locos pen for reference sake. A right-hander is up for the Locos. Pennington. Swung hard but foul. It may have bounced off towards the straight and left. 1-1 the count as the kids go, I hope not into the straight for the ball. Pennington. This time may be playable. Instead, it drifts out just out of range of the batting cages. 1-2. 1-2 the count. Top of the 8th. Man is at second. Locos trail 8-5 to the Green Giants. And Pennington takes the second ball with the count 2-2. And he strikes him out. Strikeout for Rodriguez. Gets the second out of the inning. Lavoisier Fisher will come back up to the plate for Rodriguez. That's already a second strikeout of the pen.
Now batting number 33,
Lavoisier Fisher. So far, 2 doubles. Flew out though his last time up. Today's game bumped his average up to 330. As that one misses up high, 1-0. 1-0 once again for Lavoisier Fisher from Georgia Highlands College collegiately. Swings and misses, 1-1. 1-1 for the switch hitter. That one fouled back, 1-2. 1-2 the count as the Locos down to their final 4 outs potentially. Time is called up on the mound by Rodriguez. Rodriguez so far 17 strikes, just 9 balls thrown since coming into the game. Remember, just his second time out of the pen in 2019 for St. Clair. And Fisher barely gets that one fouled away, 1-2. Remember, the Locos the past 2 days fought hard every at-bat to try and foul away things in towards the middle of the strike zone. Fisher trying to wait for a quality pitch on the 1-2. And that one inside under his armpits, 2-2. 2-2 with a man at second, 2 out. And that one goes to the backstop. Misses Fisher, however. Harmon will move to third, just 90 feet away from home. Anything hit fair could potentially bring in the run to score. Rodriguez trying to refocus after the wild pitch. Top of the 8th, 2 outs, full count. The payoff pitch. Swings and misses for strike 3. Third strike of the ball game for Rodriguez out of the pen as the Green Giants hold it to an 8-5 lead. A big-time strikeout at a big-time moment for St. Clair. As the next broadcast for the Green Giants at home would be potentially a big-time series. The Michigan Monarchs would be coming into town after the All-Star break in the final road trip on Sunday, July the 21st. Again, that could be a big series, but depending on how tonight and the greater series goes. Opening pitch is 7 p.m. Eastern Time here from Locos Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. And you can see that on We Digital Productions. Of course, on top of that, the Tall Ships are coming to Kingsville for the Tall Ships Festival. August 16th to 18th. You can buy your tickets today at eventbrite.ca. We hope to see you there to see the beautiful ships and take in the beautiful scenery on the docks in Kingsville. Bottom of the 8th we go here in Tecumseh as the fish flies flutter around. As the lights are on at the ballpark and the sun is just about gone behind the left field trees. However, there is a new pitcher in the game. Jackson Miller, a right-handed thrower, has moved in as the bullpen pitcher after coming in to hit earlier in this game. Just one available other pitcher for the Locos now in the pen if need be. But again, it is Jackson Miller that has moved onto the mound for the Locos. That is now warming up, as you see in the middle side of your screen. Just his third appearance all of 2019 pitching for the University of Akron, University product. He's going to be relied upon to try and keep this a 3-score game to give the Locos any kind of chance offensively. To lead things off, it's going to be Trevor Omahen's slot, followed by Carter Massey, Jaden Wakeham. As we get all set for the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes Alpine, California hometown player Trevor Omahen to lead things off. Omahen so far just the single tonight in the hit column. And he starts with a hit pitch. Not where the Green Giants needed that. Remember, he did have a bad arm. It was talked about by Dave Cooper before the game, and you can see right at the elbow. At the very least, it hit the elbow pad, but ouch. Man to first, bottom of the 8th to lead things off after the hit by pitch. Jackson Miller on his first pitch of the game. Carter Massey's going to go for the bunt attempt. Pulls it back in time, though, for ball 1.
Now batting number 16, Carter Massey.
3 flyouts for Massey tonight. For Jackson Miller's stat line, by the way, 0 for 1 the record, ERA of 9 in 2 1/3 innings of work, 3 walks, just 1 strikeout, 3 hits. And he is yet to hit the strike zone in 3 pitches. 2-0. Mossy tries to bunt again this time. Called for the strike. 2-1. Tower Tove has moved to third base. Harmon back to the catcher spot. Mossy in for the sac bunt. Miller tracks it down to throw in time. But the sacrifice works and moves the runner to second with 1 out. Couple different sacrifice situations tonight for the Green Giants, but Jaden Wakeham will come up to the plate. He had a walk last time up. Remember, he did have that RBI single earlier this evening. As time is calling up at the plate, as Harmon adjusts his safety equipment before the next at-bat here. Remember, Harmon has been all over the place tonight. Started as the DH, then as a relief pitcher, now is now the catcher after being the starter at the position much of the series. Wakeham hit foul down the first base line, just out of the reach of Roberto Duncan. Here's the stat line once again for Wakeham. Remember, Gibson Krasminski follows him in the order, followed by Jaden Sinju at this point. Man is at second, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. And a decent lead by Omahen. Dances off the plate, 1-1. Jacob Pennington, a part of the substitution musical chairs, is also at second base. We are hearing. That one down low, 2-1. So the infield now features Harmon as catcher, Tolvay third, Smith shortstop, Pennington and Frank rounding out the infield for the Locos. Wakeham gets underneath it. Frank tries to chase it. Instead it goes to foul Terradori. Torrey off the side of the clubhouse for the second strike. Harmon already high amount of pitches. Or pardon me, I should say Miller. Getting pretty higher up in pitches. Wakeham nearly plunked. Gets the full count, 3-2. Krasminski is on deck for St. Clair. Krasminski coming off a single last inning. Wakeham up the middle for a base hit. And Omahan rounds third as a run will come to score. It's now 9-5 St. Clair. An RBI single for Wakeham, his third RBI of the night. Gives the Green Giants a 4-run lead for Gibson Krasminski to come up to. Gibson Krasminski up at the plate. 30 for 105, but take a look at the numbers in red. 17 walks, just 15 strikeouts in those 105 at-bats so far. And he's going to dance off the plate for the 2-0. 2-0 the count for Krasminski. Again, he's 1 for 4 tonight. And as someone, as you've seen stat lines, does not strike out a lot. He's got a hitter's count on the 2-0. And now he's got a 3-0 as the pitch goes to the backstop. Wakeham jogs his way to second for the 3-0. So another man to scoring position with just 1 out in the bottom 8th as the Green Giants look to pile on the runs. That one up the middle for the strike, 3-1. Rough outing out from the infield, from the bench to the infield to the mound for Miller as he strikes out, gets a strike rather. Second strike, 3-2. Krasminski thought that was a walk. Instead, he's going to get underneath this one. To left field goes the ball, tracking it down to the fielders, but out of play. That one lands inside the batter's cages as that keeps the bat alive. 6 pitches now on the count. Again, on deck is Jaden Sinju, who is 1 for 4 tonight. And he walked him. Men now at first and second with just 1 out in the inning. And an opportunity for Jaden Sinju. Wakeham at second, Krasminski at first. Sinju got his hit on the game in the bottom of the 6th inning. However, he's also flown out 3 other times. Twice to Fisher in right. Once to the center fielder in Jernigan. Starts off with one just outside the zone, 1-0. This time, fastball nearly plunks him, 2-0. Hitters count once more for Sinju. Men at first and second, 1 out. And that one looked a bit off speed either way, 2-1. Sinju a tendency much of the season to hit into left center. As that one hits the dirt, 3-1. On deck this time is Daniel Workington. As the conveyor belt all of a sudden starts to chug along for the Green Giants offense. And he misses. Bases are now loaded. 2 straight walks for Miller on top of that for Daniel Workington. And for Sinju, that's the 19th walk drawn on the campaign. As Workington looks to bring in the runs. He had an RBI single last time up. 2 singles total on the game, as well as a double. And he'll start with a strike on the bottom outside corner, 0-1. Heck of a night for Workington, up to 28 RBIs. Looking for the chance to move up to potentially the 30 bracket here. Runner thought about going at third, however, it goes out either way, 1-1. Wind starting to gust. Heading towards the left field foul pole. As Workington gets underneath it, in fair territory. However, Frank tracks it down backwards. Base is still loaded now with 2 outs. The wind all of a sudden gusting at least above 15 kilometers, potentially plus, for Spencer Marcus. Spencer Marcus, yet to get a hit tonight. And it's been a rough one at the plate. Has a strikeout, a double play, 5 for 3. Did have a sac fly, however, 1 point, but also a flyout. As the ball drops out of the hand of Harmon. However, able to pick it up, 1-0. Marcus, 16 for 65 combined on the season. Marcus, decent contact, but just out of play down the first base line. 1-1 for the strike. Bases are loaded, 2 out, bottom of the 8th, 1-1 the count for Marcus at the plate. Here comes the pitch for Miller. And Miller hits the top of the zone, 1-2. And that one off speed and missing above the head of Marcus. 2-2. 2-2 the count. Marcus up the middle. Played by the shortstop, however, as Smith gets the force out. But the Green Giants extend their lead to 4 now. Top of the ninth we go after these messages for the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League here in Tecumseh.
Hi, I'm Curtis Joseph, former NHL goalie.
Butcher goes down. Look front to Bird to drive the save. Pass to the nice shot. The save. He's right in. Oh, and Joseph stops it behind the net. Marksman wipes it right in front. Talking shoots. Oh, and what a save.
You're watching We Digital.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged.
No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Welcome back to Tecumseh, Ontario, where the Green Giants look to cap off this game and break a 2-game losing spell. And they'll depend upon Stephen Butts out of the pen. Stephen Butts, one of the team's most reliable bullpen pitchers for much of the season and really the past couple seasons. We've relied upon for the potential save opportunity. Butts, a left-hander reliever for the Green Giants from Glendale, Arizona, and is committed to Campbellsville University collegiately. His 11th appearance on the season. In 11 2/3 innings of work so far, an ERA of 2.1 and with a 2-1 record. With 9 strikeouts, just 2 walks, however, and 10 allowed hits on the season, 2 of which came in his last appearance on the 12th against the Locos in that 13-4 blowout. Locos down to their final 3 outs, potentially, of the ball game. As they get all set to go, as the Green Giants look for the chance to celebrate a potential victory. This would be their first win against the Locos all season if the score sticks. However, they still have to play the game. Anything can happen. Nick Kalina will come off the bench to lead things off. That is the last available player as a reserve for the Locos. Again, it is Kalina up at the plate to lead things off as Butts starts outside the zone 0-1. That one down low. 2-0. 2-0 with the count. And taking out 3-0. This is in Jernigan's slot, by the way. He'll be followed by Miller's slot and Tyler Tove. It's a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the 9th inning. Not the best of plans, or at least the way they wanted to go. Pardon me, that was Miller's slot, yes. And now that brings up Tove. And apologies for the confusion for the folks at home here, as it appears they put him in Miller's spot in the order. We start with a strike, though, for Tove up at the plate. So Kalina is at first, with nobody out, top of the 9th. Locos trail by 4. Tove takes the ball 1-1, but only 1 strike so far out of the pen, 5 balls. Not the best of ways to start. There were a couple games last season that went a similar trend, though, in Tecumseh. Tove, line to left center, and cut by Carter Massey for the F8. Nearly got a double play opportunity out of it as well on a bullet throw. Either way, out number 1 of the inning. Lima down to their final 2 outs of the game.
Now batting number 22, Trevor Hutt.
Trevor Haddon will come up to the plate, followed by Ryan Smith. And for Haddon, he's had a lot of statistics. Strikeout, walk, single, hit by pitch in his 4 at-bats. And now a swing and miss for strike 1. Overall, though, to put it simply, it's a 1 for 2. Pickoff attempt at first, and called safe is Kalina. Nick Kalina from Kennesaw State University and Dallas, Georgia, his hometown. The left-handed hitter at first with 1 out. And the fastball 1-1. And Wakeham's prepared to bullet that one to first base. Corkscrewed off the handle of the bat to the top of the screen, a 1-2. And he strikes him out. Second out of the inning, and the Locos are down to their final out of the night. Man still at first, though, for Ryan Smith, as he'll try and keep the hopes alive for the Locos. Smith on the season, 28 for 93. 2 of those hits came tonight. Starts off with a foul ball to the parking lot, 0-1. At least 5 kids sprinting after that one after it apparently hit a car. Runner goes, hit and run in effect. That one will join the other ball in foul territory, though, 0-2. And the Lima Locos are down to their final strike of the series. Runner goes again just outside the zone, but the stolen base will count. Kalina in scoring position with 2 outs. Green Giants looking to break a 2-game losing spell and win their first game against Lima all season. 5-0 the season series for the Locos coming into tonight. As that one's fouled away, it stays 1-2. For the Locos, this would break up a 4-game winning streak. They would still, however, keep a 5-game advantage at the top of the North Division. Butts gets the sign. The 1-2. Hit into contact, in for what could be a base hit. And yes, it will. It's an RBI single as the hopes are still alive. It's down to a 3-run deficit. And the RBI single brings up Gavin Harmon to try and keep this chugging along. Smith, his 3rd hit of the night. On top of that, a 3-for-5 night. 2 singles and a double. But for Harmon, he just got into the hit column the last inning. That one hits the dirt. 1-0 the count. Inside, 2-0. And the Green Giants do have a man up on the pen just in case in Strautsov. Strautsov, an all-star, getting ready for the weekend for the games just coming up in a couple days. 3 straight balls for Butts on the count, though. 3-0. And a man that's shown some power tonight, Colton Frank, is on deck for Lima. 3-0. Bounces back finally with a strike. 3-1. 3-1 the count as the fans sit at the edge of their seats. Swings and misses for strike 2. And the Locos again are down to what could be their final strike of the series. Can Harmon extend the game is the question. Butts gets the sign. The 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Hit straight to Butts for the putout. And the Green Giants win their first game against the Locos all season. 9-6 the final. The season series ends at 5-1. And they break a 2-game losing streak on top of that. Stephen Butts will get the save on the matchup. The win will go to Cumming. 9-6 is your final score from Burtwick Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Post-game coverage coming up in a few moments. You're watching We Digital Productions from Tecumseh, Ontario.
Take one empty field, round up a group of players, add 3 bases, plus 1 home plate, throw in a softball, and add an umpire.
Play ball!
It's not hard to get a game of softball going, and to keep it going from the time you're 4 till you're 84. Softball. Get in the game.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm your co-host of the We Digital production, We Now. Anyone interested in promoting a business, an event, a book signing, or maybe even just making aware of the movers and shakers of Windsor-Essex County, We Now can do that for you. We'll get your word out. So make sure you email me at josie@we-tv.ca to book an in-studio session that will air live on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
Down here at field level, our player of the game, Daniel Workington, a 3-for-5 night, a couple of singles, a double, an RBI. Not a bad night, Daniel. And in a game, I think, fair to say, a much-needed win here for the Green Giants.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We had lost the first 2 of the series against Lima, and obviously we're battling for a playoff position right now, so it's good to get a win here.
And kind of get the monkey off the back. I'm sure the games with Lima have been noted by the guys. You know, they had beaten you 5 straight. How gratifying and how important was it, just even from a confidence standpoint, to win this game?
Oh, yeah, it's huge because if we make the playoffs, that's who we're going to play, and just knowing that we can beat them definitely helps us going through the playoff run here.
Yourself, Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. You get named to the All-Star game. You come into this league, I'm sure you put some high expectations on yourself, but quickly tell me about your season and the thoughts of how you've played here.
Yeah, well, I definitely wasn't putting an expectation of being an all-star or anything. I just wanted to come here, get my work done, and I started off a little slow, and then I started picking it up during the middle of the year, and I just try to keep it going from there.
Yeah, well, yes, please do keep it going. Being a Leamington native, too, close to home, playing here in a league like this, to have it available, how much does that help?
Oh, that's huge. It's nice to play close to home in the summer, especially being away from home during the school year. So I think it's nice to just be able to come here and play here and then go home at night and just hang out at home, too. So.
Not a bad thing. All-Star game, quick comment on that, Daniel. Obviously, it's got to be exciting to be going to it and showing your stuff there.
Oh, yeah, definitely a huge honor. I'm excited to be a part of it, and it should be fun.
Good luck with that, okay?
Thank you.
Congrats on the game tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Daniel Workington, our player of the game. Great job here tonight helping the Green Giants knock off this very good Lima team. The Green Giants off the next couple of days, except for guys like Daniel. He'll be at the All-Star game representing them. 3 games on the road. Then they come back for their last 3 games starting next Sunday. So make sure you get out here, support the Green Giants, and let's see if we can get them into the playoffs. That's the story here tonight. So I'll say good night on behalf of all of the crew here at We Productions. We are are certainly glad you tuned in. And again, check us out again next week for more Green Giants baseball. Until then, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Take care, everybody. All right, great. Good. Thanks, Dave.